This is rock and roll.
Here we go. Gonna rock this town, rock it inside out. Gonna rock this town, make it scream and shout. Gonna rock this town, I'm gonna rock, boy, Baba, gonna rock this town, really play the ball. Gonna rock this town, really play the ball. Gonna rock this town, really play the ball.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to This is Rock and Roll. You've just heard the sounds of the Just Nuts Band. And now, from WVOX Radio, we have Mr. Dennis Dion Nardone.
And welcome to another edition of This is Rock and Roll. My name's Dennis Dion Nardone. And tonight, once again, one of my favorite entertainers, a legitimate rock and roll star. He's from the area, actually from Brooklyn, but he's been in the Bronx for the last 30, 40 years. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome my man, Jose Pepe Cardona. Pepe, let me shake your hand hello. Nice to see you again here on the show. This is Rock and Roll, because you are, I say it a million times, a legitimate rock and roll star. Anyone that had a top song nationwide, 1970, toured with all the big bands of the 60s and 70s.
Yep.
You are a rock star, and I want people to know that. They think you, Pepe, you've been around with the Alive and Kickin'. They know the song,
Yep.
but you're a legitimate rock star. And welcome to the show. So how is Alive and Kickin' doing, by the way?
Alive and Kickin's doing great.
And how's Pepe doing?
I'm
Still kicking.
Still going strong.
How many years are you in the business now? Didn't you celebrate a T-shirt or something that said 50 years?
Yeah, 50 years.
Yeah.
50th anniversary.
That's great.
50th anniversary last year, this year, 69, when we actually recorded Tighter and Tighter, and next year when it was actually released and it became a top 10 hit.
Now, you, of course, we were just discussing some new things in your life right now, and it's always nice to be fresh. I was telling you we had your partner there. I'll call him your partner, Tommy James, on the show, my radio show yesterday, and he talked about how you got to do different things. And I don't know if you heard his new album, but he's got something like dance music, up-to-date type of stuff. And so I would think, when you're around all these years, you got to think of a couple of different ideas. So we're going to talk about that as we go on. But let's go back to the early days of Pepe. Of course, you're from Brooklyn, as I mentioned. And where'd you grow up in the world of Brooklyn?
Oh, it was, I actually started in Bedford-Stuyvesant and then moved up to Sheepshead Bay. And all the bands were congregating in the Midwood section of Brooklyn.
What years we talking about? 63, 64?
No, I'd 65, 66, 67. That all led up to Alive and Kicking in 1968. That's where I actually formed Alive and Kicking in 68.
1968, Alive and Kicking, formed and born in Brooklyn. Let's tell everybody the story again. We just mentioned Tommy James, how he comes into the equation and into your life and into your band. Tell everybody how he developed Tighter and Tighter and it became your song. And let's start the whole thing. Tell everybody you were doing another song.
Okay, that was pretty cool because there were these hullabaloo clubs that sprung up around that time. In 1968, there was even a show on TV called the Hullabaloo show, and
that's with the girls with white boots, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Sitting on the different shelves.
Yeah, the Go-Go Girls.
Yeah.
So in Brooklyn, there was this Hullabaloo Club, which was around the Coney Island Avenue area, and we somehow managed to get Tommy James to come see the band there, and he loved the band.
Did he have hits out yet?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you did?
Oh, yeah, sure. Because this was right around 67, 68. Okay. And he had already had all these like platinum. I went up to his apartment in Manhattan, And he already had all these gold and silver albums
Yeah,
and platinum. He was a legitimate rock star then, by that time, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think Hanky Panky was a big hit around that time.
Yeah, I think it was even past that.
Yeah, because that was a big dance song in the summer on the beach. But anyway, okay, so he gave you this song to start recording and start rehearsing.
Right, that was Crystal Blue Persuasion.
Crystal Blue Persuasion, right. And you guys, your band was rehearsing it, and you were ready to go to record it, if I remember.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
And there was a knock on the door in the basement. Tommy James says, hold it, guys.
Yeah.
Better get ahead. So finish the story.
All right, well, he decided to record it himself.
Yes.
And unfortunately...
and that must have been a real bummer. You were like, what? A great song, we had it going, and you just...
Yeah.
But he said, wait, I got something else.
Well, but you know what? He didn't really have anything else yet.
Really?
No. He said he would come up with something.
Oh, okay.
And, after seeing all those gold albums and silver and everything, I didn't think he would really come up with something.
Okay.
Right? And it took quite a while, like 6 or 7 months,
really?
Before he actually came down with the song called Tighter and Tighter, which he thought was much better suited for us anyway, because we were a girl and a boy. So I was the boy.
No, I figured that out.
And so he said, yeah, there's a girl part, I got to show you nobody else before you. And then there's a boy part. Woman, you touching my soul now, honey, don't you let go. So, it worked out pretty good. And we recorded it and brought it up to Roulette Records. Morris Levy loved the song. He said, sign them up.
Just like that.
Yep.
All right, let me take a step back first, because you mentioned girl, boy, male, female voice in the band. Before you got your big hit, and you were playing at the clubs and things like that, what songs were you doing? Were you doing like Janis Joplin stuff, or were you doing a Sly and the Family Stone, something where they had, what kind of music were you singing back then?
I'll tell you the truth. We were doing songs like pull a string and I'll wink at you, I'm your puppet.
Really? So you're doing more pop stuff then?
I think it's so groovy now that people are finally getting together. I think it's wonderful. Yeah,
Right,
things like that.
All right, listen, we got some videos of you, and let's go to the first one. And what is our first one? Tighter and Tighter? Is that what we're going to show?
Well, I believe it's Tighter and Tighter
Okay.
with Tommy James.
Okay. All right,
Okay,
let's go to the videos, go to the monitor. Here is our good friend Pepe, a legitimate rock star. And let's watch the monitor here with the video with Alive and Kicking.
You know I got to show you nobody else for you. Never games that you defeated. Honey, don't you let go now. Hold on, baby, just a little bit tighter. I said, hold on, just a little bit tighter now, baby. I love you so much and I can't let go. No, just a little bit tighter now, baby. Yeah, come on.
All right, we are back. My name is Dennis Dion Nardone, and the name of the show is This is Rock and Roll. And so happy to be here because we have a legitimate rock star here in the house tonight. And of course, he's from Alive and Kicking. That's the band. You know him. He's been playing all over the Bronx for so many years. Out in the summertime, he's in every park. He's been in every venue. And he's a great guy. Everybody loves him. The band is great. His voice is still great. And again, a big hit back in 1970. And Pepe, that's a great video. We're going to show a couple more. But you always play in the summer. What do you got coming up for the summer? You got anything?
Yeah, I have a lot of concerts coming up. In about 2 weeks, we're playing, first of all, we're playing Mother's Day at the Eastwood Manor, which is, we've been doing that for 15 years now.
Really?
Would you believe that? Yeah, and that's a lot of fun. I do my Phantom of the Opera act, and I'll be debuting a couple of original tunes that I've been working on now on a new CD, and that's going to be fun. And we'll be at Silver Lake, which I know you will be.
In Harrison, New
In
York.
Harrison on July 2nd. That's the July 4th weekend. July 2nd at Silver Lake in West Harrison, and then on the 3rd in Long Beach. For our Long Island fans, we always play in front of like 200 or 300 people in Long Beach. And that's
Well, you got a great crowd up in Silver Lake too. You're up there for a couple
Oh
of
yeah,
people.
yeah. It's always good too.
And
We'll be playing the Tiki Bar in Rye.
oh, okay.
The day after the first day of summer. I think it's a prime date, Saturday, June 22nd.
Okay, June 22nd, and then following that is July 17th, which is my outdoor birthday concert in
Very
downtown Harrison, New York, by the train station.
Yep.
And you will make an appearance, right? You promised me that?
You bet. I'll be in Detroit for the previous 12 days, and I'm flying in that morning. And you have my word that that night I will appear.
And the
for your
Just Nuts
birthday.
Band will be there. Barbara Harris will be there from the Toys. So we're going to have a full scale of stars and to celebrate my birthday. July 17th, ladies and gentlemen, 6:30 to 9:30, downtown Harrison, New York, right up the road. All right, let's go back to your rock years. Tighter and Tighter's out. And it's going up the scales. It's going up. It's moving. It's number 30. It's number 20, and it's moving up. And it's being played by all the DJs across the country. And now everybody wants to hear you. They want to see you. Where did you start? I mean, did you go to Philadelphia? Did you go to Wisconsin? Did you go to California? Talking about California, that's where you took the picture of the album.
Right.
You guys decided to jump in the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah. Our publicity agent said, "Hey, you know what? Let's go out to Big Sur, and we'll take pictures of you guys on the beach. All right." So he said, "You know what? I think it would be great. Go into the water, okay, and then come out, and I'll take a picture of you." And he said, "Yeah, but we don't have our bathing suits." No. Go in with your clothes. All right, so we just came in, and we're like, the waves are crashing all around us in our clothes.
Yeah.
And that was the picture.
That was a picture of the album
Of the
that came
album
out
cover,
in
yeah.
1970. And so now you had to fill the album with some other songs. How did you,
We had a lot of originals.
Okay.
Yeah, that we filled the album with.
Okay. And still selling there on Amazon or anything?
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, it's kind of hard to get. But,
Do you ever get any mail from around the country saying, "Hey, can I have your autograph?"
all over. Yes. And recently somebody called me up about a one-hit wonders book that they're putting together, and I'm in there. And
Talking about recently, you were just down in, was it Tennessee?
oh yeah,
Yeah, talk about
was,
that.
That was a great concert.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that was this past November, and I flew into Memphis, and they drove us to Jackson, Tennessee, where we performed at the Carl Perkins Civic Center.
Ah.
And that was pretty awesome. I played with the Classics 4 and the Buckinghams.
Really?
And yeah, it was pretty cool.
Groups from the 60s.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, it was
All right,
nice.
so so you're in California, and of course you open up for some big rock stars who had maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. How did it feel then? All of a sudden, here's this kid from Brooklyn, and now you're nationally known. How did it feel?
Let me tell you, Dennis, it's a feeling that I will never forget. It was just so awesome opening up for Buddy Miles
Buddy
at
Miles,
the Whiskey
Electric
Go-Go.
Flag.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Played the
Electric Flag.
drums,
Very
yeah.
good. Yep. And
Well,
that
my
was-
mind is going through these changes.
Yeah, well, my mind is going through them changes.
I still have that album, yeah.
Yeah. So we opened up for him at the Whiskey Go-Go, and then the next day
Whiskey
we
a
did.
Go-Go, it's where the Doors started.
Yes. Yes.
See, I told you, legitimate
On
rock
that
star.
stage, and it was great because they had a lot of writings on the wall.
Yeah.
You know.
So you signed your name too?
Oh, of course.
Wow.
Yeah, I did that at CBGB's too.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, CBGB's when we played there. That was a great club. The whole back wall was filled with people that were there, and I remember seeing, Debbie Harry's name
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
and the and the Ramones later on, and
Yeah.
that was pretty cool.
Well, I tell you what, you have an anniversary coming up, if I do recall, of American Bandstand, National, Dick Clark. But let's go back to another video. You like my hat, by the way?
Love it. I'm jealous because that means you must have been away getting nice and suntan.
That's right. Now, let's go to another video. Here's my man Pepe, and Live and Kickin's the band. And what do we got coming up? Do you know?
Well, I believe it's the video of
Through the Years,
of
was
Tighter and Tighter Through the Years.
Okay.
And we started off with 1970, and we as the song is playing in the background, you see all the different configurations of the musicians that are Live and Kicking, all the way up to the present.
Oh, bro. Who put that together?
Tighter and Tighter.
Who put that together?
A friend of mine named Luke Brack, who does my my website.
Okay.
And he lives in Connecticut, and
All right.
he and I put
We're
that
going to watch
together.
your
It was great.
monitor, and let's take a look at our good friend Pepe and Tighter and Tighter Through the Years. Take a look at the monitor.
It opened up my eyes and you reached out and you took my hand. Yes, you did. Oh, baby, you got my soul down. Don't let go now. Don't let me. The Johnny on guitar.
And we are back. My name is Dennis Dion Nardone, and this is what's the name of the show again? I forgot.
This is
There you
rock
go.
and roll.
This is rock and roll. And what's your name again?
Pepe Cardona.
Pepe Cardona. Yes, Pepe from Alive and Kicking, a legitimate rock star. All right, Pepe, you got some new things coming up, as we mentioned in the beginning of the show. Sometimes it's nice to be a little fresh. What do you got coming up? You were talking something about an album coming out, some new songs, and your mind is always working after all these years.
Oh,
so what,
yeah,
so what do you got coming up?
Yeah, I have a lot of songs. In fact, there's one song that I'm hoping Tommy James will help me finish, because I started writing it. And I think it's a perfect song that Tommy would love to write with me. And then I have a reggae song coming out, You Bring Out the Animal in Me. I have this disco song called Party, and another song that I just finished recording called Little Vixen, and I just sent you all those. Maybe you know,
Wow.
you'll be able to play them.
So
on the
this album's
show,
going to be a good mixture of different type of music.
Yeah.
All right,
pretty
it's
much.
something like Tommy James was just telling me yesterday on his new album, a little mixture of different music and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, so I look forward to that. Now, when will this all come out? You know, you don't have a timetable yet.
I don't know right now. You know, it's
Yeah.
in the recording stages.
Yeah,
And
you're going to be busy with concerts, so it's probably maybe
Yeah.
fall time, maybe ready for the holidays or something like that.
Perhaps.
And you promised me you're going to debut this on my radio show. You'll come down.
Oh, of course.
Okay, great. All right.
Definitely.
All right, before we run out of time, we got one more video. So let's go
Okay.
back to the video. Something about Jordan. What's this all about?
Okay, so then this was our first TV show that we did in 1970,
Yes.
and it was called the Upbeat Show in Cleveland, and we went in there and with a couple of other acts, and we did this song from our album, which is called Jordan.
Jordan.
And you see me with my afro. It's
Now, was
kinda-
this before or after American Bandstand?
This was before.
Before American Bandstand.
Yeah, we were on our
Okay.
tour. We started
Oh,
in
okay,
Cleveland,
cool.
went to
Live and kicking.
Philadelphia, and ended up
All
in
right.
California.
All right, great. Let's watch a video and live and kicking with our good friend Pepe and Jordan.
Get your ticket from a man at a price you think it's worth. You're in compartment C and you sleep in the upper berth. Have your wife and kids, your toothbrush and your comb. Head on out to Jordan, found a brand new home.
The train starts rolling and you know the day has just begun. You see some magazines and help yourself to one. Turn the pages just to pass the time of day. You're headed out to Jordan. You're finally on your way. Sun shines brightly over Jordan. Wakes you gently in the morning. And when the winter snow starts falling, sun shines brightly over Jordan, Jordan. Take a tip from the man who shows you what you know. All the time you waste, but you don't know where you're going. Have a little faith, and have hope and charity.
On that way to Jordan, your final destiny.
Sun shines brightly over Jordan. Wakes you gently in the morning.
And when the winter snow starts falling,
Sun shines brightly over Jordan. 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 Sun shines brightly.
All right, we are back. My name is Dennis Dion Nardone, and this is Rock and Roll, and we are here every Sunday at 8 p.m. My guest, legitimate rock star, I'll say it again, Pepe from Alive and Kicking. All right, let's talk about your band. Who's in the band these days?
Well, I'm so proud because my son Tim plays guitar.
Great
And
talent.
Alive and Kicking.
Follows Papa.
Yeah.
He's a great
And
talent.
he also plays piano. He's on one of the songs that are going to be in my new CD called Little Vixen. He plays piano and guitar. And he's got a wonderful voice. And one of my goals is to get him out there so that Tim will get the recognition that he deserves also as a great singer.
Yeah,
And,
and he does it all. I mean, he
guitarist.
goes from Sinatra to rock and roll.
Yes, he's
Yeah,
amazing.
it's tremendous. Okay.
Really is.
All right, so your website is?
AliveandKickin.com.
AliveandKicking.com.
Simple.
You could always Google Pepe and Cardona. But anyways, you got a full schedule coming up.
Yep.
And you're going to be at some restaurants. And you're going to, of course, the summer. And you're going to do your Phantom of the Opera as always?
Phantom of the Opera. And I'll be doing my special birthday bash this year at Luciano's on Central Avenue in Yonkers.
And when is
All
that?
right, that was be on Friday, May 17th.
Okay, so everything's on your website.
Yep.
And if they want to get in touch with you, and if they want to hire you, because they don't have to hire the whole band if they want. They could hire
No,
two,
they
three
got the
people.
quartet, the trio, or the duo.
Yeah.
In fact, we're doing a wedding next Saturday in Westchester at the Croton Point Park, and the duo is doing the wedding.
Up there in Croton Point Park. Okay.
Croton Point
Well,
Park, yeah.
we look forward to seeing you in the summertime in the parks. That's always special. If we catch you at the restaurant, we look forward to your new album, and we look forward to you keep rocking. That's for sure. Okay. And before we end the show, you were telling me something about a movie or a show, Bat Boy. What's that all about?
Oh yeah, okay. So this guy Ray Negron, okay, he was a former bat boy for the Yankees in the years where Billy Martin and Reggie Jackson and Thurman Munson. And Thurman Munson unfortunately died in a plane crash.
Yes.
40 years coming up this August 2nd. And Ray Negron put together this play having to do with the Yankees in that era with Reggie Jackson and Billy Martin.
And you wrote a song.
And I wrote a song called "Won't Be the Same Without You" for Thurman Munson, and we're going to be performing it on August 1st at Hostos Community College.
Wow.
Okay, that's over on Grand Concourse.
Okay. Is all this
that's August
information on your
1st.
website as well? Or are you going to
will
put
be.
it there?
Yes, it will be.
Great,
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
Okay. That's got to be exciting.
Oh yeah,
Be
it
part
was
of the
great.
Yankees and
Yeah, awesome. You know,
Yeah,
I already
yeah.
did one show where I met Doc Gooden, and we took pictures, and he heard the song, and he
what's
loved
the name of the
it.
song again?
Won't Be the Same Without You,
About
Thurman.
Thurman Munson. All right, all right. All right, we got to go. Pepe, thank you so very much
Thank
for
you.
being here
Thank
today.
you.
Thank you to BronxNet and the staff, our producers, Vic Sabatini, Al Balfieri, he's our set director, and Tyrone Burkle, of course, does it all, producer, director. And don't forget the Just Nuts Music School on Tremont Avenue, where you can learn an instrument. My radio shows every Saturday and Sunday morning, 1460 a.m., and of course, I have a website, clubdennis911.net. You can learn everything about me. And so thank you for tuning in tonight's show. As we go out, God bless you. God bless the USA. My name is Dennis Dion Nardone. And ladies and gentlemen, I look forward to another edition of This is Rock and Roll.
Hey Al, I got an idea.